Welcome to Turkey.
Thank you. Nice to be here with you.
Thank you. I wonder why you came to Turkey and why you choose Islam.
Okay, so for the first question, why I came to Turkey, the main purpose of coming here was, and still is, to learn about the religion and to study the religion more in depth and to learn, basically. That's the reason why I came here to Turkey.
Okay. Why you choose Islam?
Well, okay, why I chose Islam?
In short.
In short?
After?
Yeah.
Long.
This is in short.
At first short. Why you choose Islam?
Oh, how short is short?
One sentence.
One sentence? Oh.
Because God chose me.
Well, that's one. Yeah.
I answer for you.
Yeah. Okay.
The long term on your.
Okay. So yes, the reason why I chose Islam, maybe it's not phrased correctly, but in accordance to all the circumstances, I believe that it was Allah that guided me to Islam instead of me having to make a decision about it at the end. Yeah.
From childhood, you grew up in a religious family or not?
My family, I was raised in Venezuela. Venezuela is traditionally a Catholic country, although that does not necessarily mean that all people are practicing. In the case of my family, no, they were not a practicing family. So that means that I was baptized as any child is, as soon as they're born. And then we do some ceremonies when we become 11 years old. And sometimes we go to church one Sunday, every Sunday. Sometimes depends on the time of the year. And other than that, that's how my family had their religion, mostly due to tradition.
Like lots of families in Turkey.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, done.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Hold on a second, my wife texts me.
Oh, problem.
Okay. When you were at your teenager life, you started to look for a religion. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, of course. It started when I was a teenager. I had some sort of curious mind, maybe I could say, for the spiritual realm of things. So I was curious about what's the meaning of life and why are we here, what are we supposed to be heading towards to at the end of life, what are we supposed to do here, what's right, what's wrong, what's the essence of a human being. So at those teenage years, I was not phrasing it as I'm phrasing it now, but it was a curiosity. So I wanted to know more about the spiritual side of myself. So I spent some time going through different things. So I got some books on Buddhism, and I remember the Jehovah's Witnesses that came to they go to every house and knock the doors and hand books. So I got some books from them, read them as well, and about some other things, online mainly. And if I had the chance to buy books, as it happened with Buddhism, I would buy books. And I was interested in knowing more about the spirituality in life and how it would give meaning to life. I would say when I was a teenager, maybe 15 years old, 14, 16 years old. Yeah.
You said that you are looking what is the right, what is the purpose of this empty life.
Yep.
You look for some relations and one night.
Yeah, okay.
One man, all it was. And
so,
one night you saw a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, to give some background to that answer, so I was researching about religion. Part of this research also happened within my own faith, let's say. So I was raised Christian Catholic, Roman Catholic. And so we basically believe in the Christian faith, and the main subject on Christian faith is the Trinity, which is understood in the Catholic faith as a belief of God being one, but at the same time is contained in three persons. And this is a really main belief in their faith, because that's what makes Jesus be at such a high state, and God the Father being at another stage. And also they have the Holy Ghost, so they have three in one. So I was also trying to understand this, but it didn't make that much sense to me, particularly about Jesus alayhi salam being a God, because any Christian goes through the Bible, and in the stories that they always hear about, you would see that they talk about a person, Jesus alayhi salam, that prays and eats and has worries and needs to eat, and as I mentioned before, and needs to drink, and it's thirsty sometimes, and also angry sometimes. And this is not something that befits a God, right? So
Shake your hands. Move like that. Duydun mu?
Kral ama net kaçmıyor. Çocuğun yüzünden hiçbir zaman net kaçmıyor.
Kurguda sorarım ben sana.
Sonra abi.
Go on please.
Okay. So this is not, so when I mention these traits, these are not befitting of a God, because a God doesn't, I mean, it's perfect. It's beyond sleeping, it's beyond eating, it's beyond having a body, it's beyond having emotions, going and changing his mood. And every Christian that knows his stories, and every Christian knows, will see this. So one can question mainly on the main scenario of Christianity, the crucifixion and so on. How can people kill a God? So if the God dies, then what's supposed to happen? Now, that doesn't make any sense in my mind. Doesn't make much sense. So I tried to ask people in my community and in my family, and also particularly I remember a good man. I remember that at the time I was a little bit sad, I remember. And so I was just looking for lectures on the internet, just to feel some relief, to listen to something and maybe feel encouraged. I was listening to either Christian lectures or songs or this or that, and I stumbled upon a video. I remember, I clearly remember the title. It was something about the truth of Jesus. The truth of Jesus in capital letters. So I clicked on it because it looked to me weird, like, what's this? So I clicked on it, and what I thought I was hearing at that time, when I was 16 years old, I thought it was someone singing something different that I had never heard before. And it had subtitles, because it was in a foreign language. It had subtitles and some, images. And what they were saying, according to the subtitles, was in relation to Jesus alayhi salam, and it was about him alayhi salam not being a God. Like him being a servant, him being the son of Mary, him being just a servant of God, basically. That was the whole idea that got my attention.
Thanks to the subtitles. By the way, we have 13 different languages subtitles on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, good.
Go on.
So I heard that, and I caught my attention because I was fighting with this, with these problems with the Christian faith. So when I see this as an answer. So whatever the Trinity is, leave it aside. This is the reality of him, of Jesus alayhi salam. And I said, okay, this is interesting. So I started to, Google about what was that. And I end up finding that it was Islam, the religion. And what I was hearing was actually a Quran recitation of Surah Maryam. And so it was a recitation, it was not someone singing and whatever. But it was a recitation. Of course, it seemed foreign because I've never heard Arabic before. But it was a Quran recitation, Surah Maryam. And that was the beginning, I would say, what I remember. That was the exact beginning. After that, I started to look online about religion, in the surface, very basic. What it meant, what it means, what were the fundamental beliefs, what was the position in relation to Jesus alayhi salam and the other prophets. And I find it to be really good, really simple, straightforward, and clear. It's beyond what I was used to in the Catholic faith, because They say we have a monotheistic religion, one God, but you see they have 3 persons in one God, and then after that they have like semi-gods, which are the saints and a lot of stuff that people pray to. And when I see the simplicity of Islam and what it was to witness a religion that had a true sense of monotheism, that really caught my attention. I was, oh, this is something different. So I started to research more about it. Of course, online, because where I lived, where I was raised, there's no mosque, no Muslim community, no migrants, no nothing. So I had to do it online. There was no other way around it.